What's up, Beaver Nation? Zach Taylor here. I am a development baseball coach with Oregon State Baseball, getting on our string of interviews with the guys on the team coming into the 2024-2025 season. Today, we have Trent Caraway with us, third baseman, draft-eligible sophomore, looking to have a big year ahead for the squad. Trent, thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Zach. I'm excited to talk.
Heck yeah. So we're going to go into three questions, just like what we did with Gavin. It's going to be a little bit more broad, talking about the program. And then we're going to get down to kind of a personal interest, maybe something Beaver Nation doesn't know. So to start off, what made you come to Oregon State in the first place, right? California kid, you're coming to a place in the greater Northwest, have to deal with a little bit of weather, you're used to some sunshine. Like, why Oregon State?
I'd probably just say the winning culture, the atmosphere up here, how passionate the fans are about, just baseball up here and coming out and supporting everyone. And the main factor was definitely the coaches, Mitch. He's been my guy since day one, just talking to him and having such good conversations with him. And then just the winning culture. So, yeah.
I love it, man. Yeah, for sure. Historic, and like what an opportunity, not only yourself, but the rest of the guys, like to be able to kind of embark on some history
Exactly.
yourselves.
Yeah.
And now, so I know last year, your first year, right? It's probably a whirlwind. Like whether now you were a guy that like you played on more of a national circuit, like you've played in bigger events,
hmm
potential draft guy out of high school, right? So it ended up working out. So you came to Oregon State, but now you kind of dealt with a finger injury. I kind of wanted you to expand on that. And you're already, I would kind of categorize you as just like the player that you are. Like you're pretty tough, right? Like you're going to go get after it. You're not scared of anything. Now, how did something like that, where you actually got pulled away from the game, like the one thing that you want to do every single day, how did that kind of change your mindset? And if anything, how did it help moving into this year?
Yeah, dealing with that wasn't very fun, but it gave me a lot of other things to focus on that I can get better at other than just baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just learning like about my body, sleep, focusing on nutrition, um, working out a lot, and just trying to maximize everything I could do during that time having a hurt finger. Was definitely an experience. Wasn't what I wanted, but I don't think I'd be the person I am today from it or the player I am now. Just mentally and physically, it made me a different person, and I wouldn't want to change anything for it. So,
Absolutely. I mean, it's something that I know we talk about, especially on the mental side. Like things happen to us, especially injuries, and it's like we would want to go back and be like, oh, well, if I just didn't do that, that wouldn't happen. But we can't go back, we can't change it. And so now I feel like what you're talking about, your perspective moving forward is just like, okay, I have to handle this, and like I can either be a better person from it, or it's like, I can kind of sulk and like be in my own head and like poor me, where I feel like
exactly.
you took
Yeah.
advantage of the opportunity, kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. It also was, a good thing for me to learn about because I've never really been hurt on the field,
Hmm.
and had to like take out time from a season, especially my first college season. But being able to relate to other guys on the team too, like Carson, like him being hurt last year, and then just relating to him and like going through it with him and being able to be there for him. I don't know. It was a good experience for me and I learned a lot from it. So
Yeah, and like even what you're saying, like being able to use that for good moving forward of like you see other guys that have gone through it, right, that are your buddies, but now I guarantee you're going to have a different conversation with them and you're going to have a little bit more empathy in the
yeah,
sense of you know what this feels like, you know what it does to you mentally, physically, and so how that can kind of pull you away from what you're trying to do and getting better where now you can come at that conversation from really ground zero and you truly understand where they're at, which is pretty special.
yeah, it definitely created a different perspective for me. So
I love it, man.
it was
Now,
good.
last thing, maybe something Beaver Nation doesn't know about you. I want to talk about a personal interest. I see
Personal
you
interest.
on off days, especially throughout the summer and the fall. You're either always at a water hole, you're at some sort of like nature spot. Tell me a little bit about that.
Um, I live near the beach, so growing up in Southern California, I've always been like an outdoors guy, going to the beach every day and just enjoying the outside. And I didn't really realize when I got here that there would be so many waterfalls and like hiking spots to go to. And when I get the time off, especially on off days, I'm trying to go to Mary's Peak or shoot some guns with Gavin, look around in nature, um, go down to Cottage Grove and look at Wildwood Falls, or go to Silver Falls and hike around that whole area and see like 10 different waterfalls and do a little day trip. So yeah, that's something that I've definitely picked up here, going to like waterfalls and being more like out in a different type of nature, like not being at the beach all the time and just like experience something new. So it's been cool.
I love it, man. You're speaking like a true Oregonian now. That fires me up. But
I know.
no, TC, that's awesome, man. Again, hopefully all the listeners kind of tuning in, man. That's something that like you can take advantage of, especially when you play at Oregon State and you're in the Greater Northwest. Like, what an opportunity to be able to get outside, and not only for like the mental side too. It's something that you like to do, but I'm assuming it's probably pretty relaxing. Kind of really center yourself, and then when
Yeah,
you get back to the field, it's like there's a greater appreciation there.
yeah, exactly. It's a good reset. So
Right on, man. Well, TC, I appreciate the time today, man. I'm looking forward to not only the squad this coming year, but especially you personally and watching you continue to develop and grow and build your skill set. I know you have a huge year ahead of you, but thanks for hopping on today.
yeah, ZT, no problem. It was fun.